What is up, guys, and welcome to episode number 3 of the F1 2020 Career Mode series. We're here for a first for us in career mode, that is racing around Hanoi, the streets of Vietnam. And yeah, I just want to say a massive thank you to you guys for the support on the first 2 episodes. It's been absolutely incredible. I was very grateful for episode 1. But currently, episode 2 is doing better than the first one, which is just unheard of. So, guys, thank you so much. And to everyone who has joined the channel, I do appreciate it very much. But anyway, here we are for episode 3. In the last episode, we brought on a new sponsor. We kept ticking over in terms of the research and development and just managing the whole team and everything. And we showed better pace than what we did in Australia, which was encouraging considering we didn't really bring any upgrades to the table in that event. But in this one, we do have a minor upgrade. And this is something I could probably criticize the game about so far, is it's a little bit harder to keep track of what you've actually brought in terms of upgrades. It briefly comes up on the activity timeline right when you get back to the HQ after an event. I just wish there was somewhere I could see whether what part has passed or what part has failed in terms of research and development. That would be nice. Anyway, back to the managing side. Just diverting resources for the activity timeline. We're doing some vehicle PR filming. You'll notice in a lot of my decision making, I'm prioritizing boosting the team acclaim, and that's all in an effort to get our acclaim higher, obviously, so that we can get more sponsors on board. We can get a 3rd sponsor on board when we hit level 5. And yeah, the reason why I'm prioritizing that so much is so I can get the ball rolling on the facilities and increase the quality control, increase the influx of resource points every week, and just make life a whole lot more easy. And as well, one thing that's kind of bottlenecking us a little bit now is simultaneous developments. There are certain areas I can only develop 1 upgrade per department at the moment, and it sucks. And I want to be able to do more, especially since the flow of resource points seems to be pretty decent. But we get a engine upgrade that's finally gone on the car, aerodynamic upgrade, and you can just see, oh no, that was a downforce failure. So we'll need to address that. That's the rear downforce, and we're going to have to wait a little bit longer for that to go on the car. Downforce, we're really lacking. The car is a bit crap through the corners. Or a bit crap everywhere, to be honest. Just having more downforce will just make the car that much more drivable. But we're going to move on. This is another area which I forgot about. This is a perk screen where you can boost certain elements of your own personal career mode, and it's broken down into 4. You can get additional answers for social media in the interviews. You can reduce the engine wear. You can boost your driver acclaim, and you can increase the flow of resource points to you personally after every event. So I had the cash to do so. I had 1 million spare, so I literally went to level 1 for everything. I guess it's good to get it out of the way early so you can reap the rewards of that benefit earlier. I know I said I wanted to prioritize the facilities, but I saw that there and I was like, oh yeah, why not? Let's do it. We will have more sponsors coming in very, very soon, so I'm hoping that'll be fine. We do have a lot of upgrades in the pipeline, so we should see a big boost, I think around mid-April to May. And that'll be a couple of rounds away. So once we start to get to the European leg of the season, then we should see a bigger uptake of performance. The one thing I am dreading, however, is the speed at which our competitors will be upgrading their cars as well. Let's hope that we can at least match pace with them, if not catch them a little bit. But we'll be doing no catching if we continue to spin in practice. It is progress. We're not last in the session for once. So I'll take that. Ahead of one of the Williams and in front of Kevin Magnussen on the hard compound tyres. We now move on to an interview after FP1, and we have to delegate our rival. I've gone pretty safe here, given the car's state in the field at the moment, and we're going to go with Danny Kvyat. And if we beat him, that's a big boost in driver acclaim for us personally. So Let's hope that we get that. So the team acclaim is broken down into your teammates' acclaim and also your own. So just trying to improve that in any way possible is really going to help attract sponsors. So it's really the keystone to everything. So trying to boost that as much as possible is the way to go. That's at least my strategy. If you guys have been playing a lot of career mode already, I know some people have got the game quite early and are cracking on quite far. If you have, I don't know, found other areas that are of key importance, feel free to let me know and I'll definitely take it on board. But we now move on to qualifying and let's aim to not be last, shall we? I'm looking to break the duck, I suppose, not only in terms of hell getting points in this championship, but I would love to not qualify last for once. How amazing would that be? We'll see. We're off to Vietnam now, and this is a track which I've surprisingly got a lot of experience at relative to, I'd say, the normal F1 2020 player. I have done 100% race around here, I've done some time trial around here, and I've just done videos here in general, so I've very much made it a priority to get up to speed around here so that lack of experience isn't an excuse. But we'll see. Again, setup I haven't really played with all too much. I've lowered the tire pressures. What else? Just lowered the camber to give us more camber. Increased the tow a little bit. I really haven't gone too crazy with the setup here, guys. And like I said in yesterday's video, that'll be waiting until maybe after the Dutch Grand Prix around Spain is when I'll be getting back on the game again. Probably very soon as I record this, maybe in a day or two's time. We should have the podium pass by then. We might even have a new livery and I think overall we're going to be having a spec 2.0 potentially once we get to the European leg of the season. But that again will have to wait as we chop through all of my pre-recorded episodes pre-release. I'm so keen to upgrade the helmet, upgrade the livery, upgrade the car. Bloody upgrade everything. This is going to be a completely different team come even the end of the season, let alone the end of this career mode journey. But across the line, we improved by a lot there in that last run. But unfortunately, it is still last place on the grid. Laugh it up, guys. It's turning into a bit of a meme. I think we are well and truly the pay driver of this career mode series. I mean, I think it's because I'm a team owner. Being a team owner automatically slows you down. You're just too busy worrying about balancing the books out there on your qualifying lap that you're just too busy. You can't think about the job at hand, and I'm missing apexes. Not really. I'm driving well, but the AI are ridiculous over 1 lap pace, and I will keep banging on about this. Maybe I'll lower the difficulty for future episodes in quali, but in the race, again, come on, let's get some points.
Welcome along to the Vietnamese capital of Hanoi, a vibrant city built on the banks of the magnificent Red River. Today it's the backdrop for the latest round of the Formula One World Championship, with a circuit specifically designed to encourage overtaking opportunities. I think we could be in for a cracking race today. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, you're no stranger to surviving the melee of turn 1. So how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
Well, the throttle goes both ways, Crofty. You've got to have the discipline not to try and win the race on the first lap. So always be prepared to lift early and give those around you more space. Trying to be the last of the late breakers with half a dozen cars around you may pay off from time to time, but it's also a great way to lose your front wing.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
It's race time for the Vietnam Grand Prix, and again, we still start last. There are no grid penalties for anyone up and down the grid, so we have to do this all ourselves, boys. Formation lap. We've got the Ferraris leading the way once again. They'll be absolutely loving life before the regulations mid-season or post this season will hit them very, very hard. I can't wait to see how this whole season develops. There is going to be a massive shake-up of the grid, and I am all for it. The drama, the controversy. Let's see what controversy awaits us here today. The Vietnam Grand Prix. First time ever in career mode. 5 red lights. And away we go. Looks like a better start already. This career mode is all about progression. It was still a bad start, but by no means as bad as the first two. We're not half spinning on throttle, so I'll take that. Again, we are getting squeezed at turn 1, having to cut the corner to avoid a collision. I guess I'm very aggressive. I want to make up some places, especially now that I'm in a slower car. You've got to take your chances, especially early on when everyone's bunched up and not quite in a rhythm yet. It's the perfect time to strike. Here comes Pierre Gasly, though, up the inside. And we're back down to last again. Oh, big boy dive bomb. It's been taking some lessons from me, it seems. Let's see if we can shortchange someone up here at the roundabout. It's very easy to do so. We nearly get our teammate Mick Schumacher there. Double overtake, and it was nearly a triple. But Mick was really asserting his dominance there, having to block off Latifi there a little bit on the straight. And the slipstream of my teammate, he's going to go defensive, of course, and I'm going to hold it round the outside. Did you notice that Mick had some front wing damage there on the front right end plate? I would imagine he'll be diving it in early to change that. It looks pretty bad, actually, so he'll need a safety car to dig himself out of trouble at this early stage. It's very unfortunate, especially after last race in Bahrain, where, spoiler alert, he had a retirement for reliability of some kind. I believe it was the engine. So that's the last thing my teammate and my team needs, is to have the number 2 driver not having a good start to proceedings. But we've got a yellow flag up ahead. That is Carlos Sainz going slowly. And we've got to give the position back to Latifi. Even though I feel like I overtook him before the yellow flag. So that is really frustrating. So giving up the place and losing a lot of time having to wait up for the Williams is not the start that Marduk Motorsport needed, especially with the woes that the other side of the garage is having as well. It's not looking good for a points surge in this Grand Prix. Not that we were really on for points anyway, but if luck, Lady Luck had been on our side, who knows? I mean, it's not over yet. I really should be a bit more positive than what I am. There's still 24 laps to go, a long way, and you never know with this game, with the AI and how aggressive and erratic they seem to be. You never know when a mistake might just be around the corner. We surge past Nicholas Latifi, and that puts us back into P17. Something like that. We ride on board with both the Mercedes. They're running 3 and 4 at the moment. Ferrari out 1-2 at the moment, leading the way by an absolute mile. It's a Noah's Ark for the top 3 teams, with Red Bull running 5 and 6. I think Albon is the lead Red Bull at this stage. Albon is doing really well. He's been sharing a podium with Lewis Hamilton, which is something I never thought I'd see in modern Formula 1. We've got a yellow flag on the big back straight. This is potentially one of the Williams here. That's Nicholas Latifi having a major accident on the way into the braking zone, and he's out.
Fuck, I crashed, guys.
Are you okay, mate? Are you okay?
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
He's not happy over the team radio, as you heard there. A very clumsy incident. He was shaping up a move on his teammate, George Russell, and then, with the AI, the DRS open is very unstable with the rear end for them. Max Verstappen had a very similar crash last race, and once again, the safety car has been deployed. We make a late call to go into the pit lane, and we're going to go on to a set of medium tyres, I believe, to maybe round out this race, depending on how the tyre wear goes. Now, we've got flexibility here with this one. We can stay on the mediums for a decent time and then finish on softs, or conversely, we could finish off this race on mediums. Tyre wear today hasn't been too bad. Ideally, I would have carried the softs maybe a few laps longer than what I would have, and then gone on to mediums to the end. But hopefully with the slow pace under the safety car, some free laps of no tyre wear, we might be able to get away with this. But for the majority of the field, as the safety car is coming in on this lap, a lot of people are on the soft compound tyre. So again, this is a similar situation to Bahrain, where people are going to have to make another stop after this. And once again, we're a bit more in the game. I feel like we're more in the game here because less tyre wear and we're on a better tyre. Last time we were on the hards, this time we're on the mediums. So really, it's only a 1 tyre compound difference. So we should easily be more in the fight in this one, as Grosjean just makes me eat my words there as he puts us under pressure. but we managed to hold on for the time being. 17 laps to go in this Vietnam Grand Prix, and we've got a lot of people in the lane already. As we check the race director, some people, Leclerc, Hamilton, and Bottas, and Verstappen for that matter, never stopped under safety car, and now they're all piling in at the same time. Mercedes double stacking both of their drivers, so that's absolute calamity for them. Bottas would be absolutely raging as he switches onto the hard compound tyres. Mercedes, that is poor management, but we see Grosjean slip past us on the back straight. I did my best job to crowd him there to dismay him from going for the move. Went for it anyway on the soft compound tyres, and he is through the P9. So we're in the points at this stage, or we were in the points at that stage, but now we are quickly falling back down the order. This is just something we're going to have to be patient with, knowing that the people around us are on better tyres, they're in better cars, they're going to overtake us, so let's just let them go, do their own thing. They're going to come into the pit lane again, and then we fight once they come back out again. We're not going to have great pace at all at the back end of this race, as we see Raikkonen with a retirement, potentially. He's going to be stopping on the start-finish straight. There was no safety car for that, however. We've got Giovinazzi up next on the hards. He's going to be going to the end, and he might be a really good shout for some solid points today. Sebastian Vettel was another driver, I believe, who also boxed for the hard compound tyres in the safety car pit stop. So I think he has pretty much got this race won and done, especially considering that Charles Leclerc made his stop under green flag running. Very, very costly. Tyre wear is 20%, so it seems on target at this stage that we're not going to get a puncture, but how bad the pace is going to be at the end of the race, that remains to be seen, as we now have another VSC. What's this for? We're following Grosjean. He's catching up to a Renault who's going really slowly. That's Daniel Ricciardo. He's obviously hit something on this back straight. No idea what. I don't imagine it was another car. Probably a wall of some kind. There are plenty of them here in Vietnam. So make sure you're alert on a street circuit. That's my old buddy Jolyon Palmer used to say. But anyway, it is P10. We're still in the point somehow with 12 laps to go in this one. We've got Russell behind, Stroll behind him. And it's a little bit hard to keep track of where everyone is in this race. I don't know if those behind me need to make another stop. I am going to assume that they do. And here they come. Leclerc flying past. So too is Lance Stroll. Like, look at the closing speed. There's literally nothing I could do there. I was in rich mixture, and I was in overtake for most of that straight. But still, with the DRS against cars that have better power units and better drag reduction setups on their car, it's just, you can't fight that. There is literally, I'm a passenger, I just have to accept it that it's happening. But Leclerc pits immediately. That was unexpected. I thought he was on the hards, but maybe he's not. So he's in again. I don't know what's going on with the strategy in this race, guys. I have absolutely no idea. It's happy hour in the pit lane. We got the Red Bull in. We've got Lando Norris, one of the Renaults. That's Ocon. So we are going to climb back up the order again. But these guys on their much fresher tyres, they will be closing me down in the final 10 laps of this Vietnam Grand Prix. We're in P6 at the moment. Make that P3. We are on the podium. Everyone opting for the two-stop today, except for Giovinazzi and Sebastian Vettel. Maybe I should have gone on hards. Maybe. I don't know. I felt like we had a better chance of maintaining a decent pace on the mediums, because the hards, like we found out in Bahrain, were horrible. And there's a bit of a warm-up phase to that, so I thought being more aggressive on the mediums would give me better pace, and the tyre wear hasn't been too bad, but now we are starting to feel the effects of that tyre wear as Lando comes slamming into my side pod. I thought we were pals, mate. I guess not anymore, it seems, as he makes a charge for the podium, just like Lando bot IRL. So let's see if he can close in on Giovinazzi. Lap 21, 7 laps to go, and at this stage, car pace is really falling off the cliff here. I've actually got some front wing damage. You'll see now. I literally don't know where that's come from. Literally no idea. It never came up on screen when... I don't even think I've touched anything. I might have grazed someone's tyre it might have even been Lando just then, but it never came up. So we've got front wing damage somehow, and that throws a spanner into the works, because that is the last thing we needed. We were already slow enough at this point in the Grand Prix. That is only compounding our issue. We need to keep up a decent lap time to keep the edge of the top 10 runners at bay. Leclerc, Bottas, all these guys around us. You guys know how good their cars are. There is absolutely no way we can defend from the likes of that caliber. You can see Bottas and Ocon fighting side by side on the exit of the chicane. Tyre wear is in the 40s. But I need these two to get on with it and hopefully stay in their slipstream and just pull away from those behind. But I know that is not the case with the likes of Charles Leclerc and Kevin Magnussen right behind. These two in front are fighting side by side through an S's section. I've got damaged front wing, but even this is holding me up. That's unbelievable. Guys, just sort it out. Finally, they clear the traffic, and oh my goodness, we've just lost so much time from that. It's an absolute joke. Here comes Charles Leclerc up the inside into the middle sector. Massive lockup, but he actually didn't pull that off, and we hold on for another couple of corners. Thank you, DRS. Appreciate that. It wasn't even DRS. He now opens the DRS. So that's not even DRS. That's just slipstream and engine power right there. I need to invest in the power unit. I need to invest a little bit more into drag reduction. The drag isn't too bad, I think. I think I've got a major drag upgrade on the car. But again, we do have the Honda power unit, which isn't the greatest. Sometimes I feel like we've got decent straight line speed, but other times it's a bit poor, to be honest, as we tried to cover off Sergio Perez in a turn 1 to no avail. He actually ran into the back of us, and he had plenty of time to get out of the way, but he didn't. But anyway, we cut to a wide shot now, and you can see us tucked up under the rear wing of Sergio Perez. We've got an AlphaTauri right behind us, a Red Bull, and Lewis Hamilton. We still have Lewis Hamilton behind us in this race. What's going on? I'd love to know how bad of a race Lewis has had to still, with 4 laps to go, is behind essentially a back marker. We've got Verstappen behind us as well. How many stops have these guys made? It might be more than 2. We are now out of the points. We're fighting Max Verstappen for 1 point. How am I meant to compete with that? How am I meant to compete with a car which is essentially a second and a half faster than me and on better tyres? The live delta between pace of the two of us, I would probably put closer to 2 or 3 seconds, especially with the front wing damage. We are just going to get eaten alive here in these last few laps. I'm so disappointed at the way the race has gone with that front wing damage, getting held up behind Bottas and Ocon. That's so frustrating. Well, I guess these guys are getting stuck into it as well behind us, so that might help. But we're already out of the point, so what is the point, I suppose? P11, I may as well be finishing P19 at this rate. Here comes my fellow Australian into turn 1. Yeah, it's the last lap. I guess now it doesn't matter. I guess we're just fighting for pride now to finish in front of Danny Kvyat if we can. He's our rival. If we can beat our teammate, that helps our reputation, I suppose, a little bit. Hell, even staying in front of Lewis Hamilton, 6-time world champion. I guess that'll do the old team standings good, I suppose. I'll do my best. We are heading into the 3rd sector, which is nigh on impossible to overtake. We just need to hold it together now, reach and overtake in an effort to defend against a Mercedes, of all things. So let's see how this battle turns out. We have the inside, had to mount the curb there, and Hamilton is still on our left-hand side. It's side by side through the S's. This will not end well, and it hasn't. Front wing damage, and I believe a puncture on the front right tyre. We are now going to fall like a stone in water, it seems. We've now lost our front wing on Gasly after contact, not once, but twice. That was just very unfortunate, him slowing up in front of us, and the whole race has just kind of exploded right in our face there. So we were really risking it. We were pushing it, pushing the envelope, trying to get a point, and it's just been a snowball of unfortunate events, which has resulted in a pretty catastrophic Vietnam Grand Prix. Wow.
Here's our winner, pulling their Ferrari into Parc Fermé. What a fantastic race it was. Talk to me, Ants. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Without a doubt, the safety car changed everything today. The key to their success was keeping calm and reacting to the situation quickly. We've seen teams in the past throw away wins because they were too hesitant, but here they were decisive, and that's allowed them to take the advantage.
Ferrari are at it again, an excellent performance at today's Grand Prix, and there's certainly a team that know what they're doing out there.
There we go. They're a team that know what they're doing, and quite evidently we're a team that doesn't know what we're doing. I mean, that's a bit harsh. I think we're really pushing the envelope here. We really are trying to be ultra aggressive in a pursuit for points. Once again, it hasn't really worked out in our favor, but ultimately the thing that we are lacking is just pure pace. The strategies are fine. If anything, where we were on target for would have been better than what we would have achieved if we two-stopped. And I truly believe that. It's very easy to get wrapped up in, oh, we're getting overtaken left, right, and center. But you need to remember that these cars are faster than us. And we're putting our car in a position where it really shouldn't be. But we're making the most of strategy and trying to be aggressive. Yes, we came up a little bit short today, but yeah, I think if not for the front wing damage and if not for the held up behind Bottas and Ocon, I know I like to single out that incident, but those couple of things there mean that we're a few seconds up the road and we don't have ourselves exposed so much to being attacked as early as what we did, and it just all kind of snowballed in the end. So yeah, it is what it is. I want to be aggressive, and I hope that you guys appreciate the strategy that we are undertaking. We're on a high difficulty with no assists. You know, we're not making this easier for us. I'm also comparing myself to Arav, and I'm looking at the pace of his car, and his car is slightly faster, but we are running a much harder difficulty, if that makes sense. But anyway, we move. We move on to the next challenge, the next race. I think it might be the Dutch Grand Prix, if I'm not mistaken. Team Acclaim, we are level 5, so we can attract new sponsors. And that is, again, something we will tackle in the next episode. So, guys, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you so much for watching. We do pass the objective for the team bonus, the sponsor bonus. That is a nice little influx of cash there. Only 10k in damage. The car was absolutely wrecked at the end there. We had no front wing. We had puncture. We had suspension damage. We had all kinds of different things going wrong with the car. How much is a front wing worth? I guarantee it's more than 10k. Anyway, we've got off quite lightly there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to see plenty more racing game content. And yeah, I look forward to your feedback in the comments. I am going to be reading all the comments and seeing what further improvements I can be made to not only my car and the way that I go about managing the team, but also driving as well. I'm quite looking forward to getting some setups on this car and becoming a bit more in the game, so to speak. So we'll see how it all unfolds as we get to the European leg of the season. With that said, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and check out my other F1 2020 videos on the channel. I'm sure there's quite a few now at this rate, but hopefully you guys are enjoying and appreciating the frequency of the uploads. Until the next one, it's goodbye.